I came across this channel called Samir Bhavani, I think, 1.25 million subbies on it, right? The title of this video is Teacher Caught Grooming Student to be Trans. The ending will shock you. That's the title of the video. If you've never heard of this channel before, I envy you. We're going to talk a little bit more about it, but let's watch just this video. It's like a 10-minute video or something. Just listen to what happens here. It gets absolutely absurd.
Hey, son. What's going on here?
I borrowed some of Mom's fingernail paint. Doesn't it look cool, Daddy?
And this is supposed to be like deeply haunting, like, oh my God. He's got a Barbie too. Where is he learning all of this?
I've been doing some new amazing videos with my daughter on.
Oh yeah, this is the channel owner apparently, and he got this kid to try to make himself rich, basically. I watched one of these children's videos that they did together, and she has no idea what's going on, honestly. She's like 2, maybe? She doesn't seem to have a complete grasp of the English language, let alone what YouTube is, but okay. Keep listening here.
On her YouTube channel. I would love for you to check it out. You can click the link above or the link
Presumably that was his wife dancing too.
in the description. I'll also pin it to the top of the comment section.
My beautiful baby boy. I love you so much. I'll always be there to take care of you, my son.
Okay, really cares about his kid. Nice. That's good, right?
Oh, good catch, son. Future Hall of Famer right there.
Hey, Howard. Hey, great barbecue you got going on here today, man.
Hey, Jim. Thanks, man. No problem. Always fun to have a get together.
Well, thanks for the invite. I know Alexa really loves it.
Alexa? I didn't know
It starts.
you had a daughter. I thought you had a son. Where is he? Sorry, Jim. Did I say something wrong?
Well, it's not Alex anymore. It's actually Alexa.
You changed his name?
Well, I didn't change it, and it's more than just his name that's changed.
Oh, that little girl is Alex? Isn't he or she too young to make that decision?
It's the day in schools, Albert. I agreed to let my son take these sexual education classes.
Okay, so now it's out of the bag, right? This is very obviously propaganda. I just wanted you guys to, like, come into this completely blind so you had no idea what was going on or whatever. This is full-blown propaganda, and what's more, it's bad propaganda. It's terrible. It's not convincing at all. But let me explain something to you about propaganda, okay? Have you ever gotten an email from a scammer? It's so obviously a scammer. Amazon or, Apple or something like that. They claim to be one of these companies, but there are like spelling errors through everything. And there's a sense of urgency. It says, if you don't click this link immediately, then your account's going to be locked down forever or something. And it's just a shoddy mess. It's obvious that, it's a scammer. You ever wondered why they make it really poor quality like that? It's so that they appeal to people who don't know better. It's so that they can draw in a crowd who is more likely to fall for their grift and less likely to waste their time. That's why they have spelling errors all through it. This video, this propaganda video, this anti-trans propaganda video, is very much low-quality garbage and very obviously propagandistic. I have to wonder if that's why, because they wanted it to appeal to the lowest common denominator. Anyway, so they're deeply sad that this kid is trans, and he says the kid's too young to make the decision. This is them trying to take an angle on this conversation, this anti-trans conversation that they think will appeal to the broadest group of moderates. This guy is obviously deeply invested in this issue where people identify as a different gender, but instead of coming out and telling us what his real position is, he's going to obfuscate and pretend to have a different position for the sake of the moderates in the audience. So keep listening here. Kid went to a sex ed class, and then this happened.
I got that same email a few days ago from the school, Jim. I thought Samuel was too young. But hey, we had sex ed. What's the big deal? So I agreed to let Xavier go.
Well, it's not the same as it used to be, Albert. Yeah, when we're
It is literally exactly the same as it used to be. This is just complete nonsense. Sex ed is the same as it always was.
growing up, they used to separate the boys and the little girls and talk about very gender-specific traits. And now it's about everybody being equal, and you decide your gender in this class by the things you like.
So, you know, it's not really easy to tell if this is trying to depict real life or if it's just a story. And when pushed, the creator would say, oh, it's just a story. That's what I do. I make stories. It was very obviously attempting to mimic real life and convince the audience of a very specific message. That's what makes it propaganda.
And now it's about everybody being equal, and you decide your gender in this class by the things you like.
Oh my goodness, seriously?
No, not seriously. This is complete garbage.
Yeah, Alex just said he liked that singer Billie Eilish,
Billie Eilish?
or whatever her name is. You know, that's one of his favorite performers. And that opened up a can of worms. Yeah, so the teachers started pointing out that he might be a little girl trapped in a boy's body.
Wait, so how's your wife dealing with this?
Okay, this is completely made up. Like, all of this is not how it works. Nobody is grooming kids. It's like, it's so over the top, you have to wonder if it's a parody. But it's not. It's not a parody. I watched other videos from this guy. It's real.
Well, it's hard, Albert. It's really hard on the family. Yeah, the next day, Alex started wanting us to call him Alexa. Well, at first we thought he was kidding, but then he started not to want haircuts anymore. You know, I'm an 80s guy, Albert. I'm not used to this type of stuff.
Yeah, man. Things are different now.
They really are not. They're really not different. Things are exactly the same as they've always been, basically.
I'm all for trans rights, but the grooming's too much.
And that is their attempt in this propaganda to appeal to moderates. I'm all for trans rights, but the grooming is too much. There's no grooming happening. I can't believe I have to say this. This is a completely fabricated problem. This does not exist in real life, okay?
Especially at a young age.
Seriously. Back in the day, you know, there are haters that went out of their way to persecute the LGBT community, you know, which I'm totally against. Nobody should be hated on for who they are. But also, it's too young for a kid's mind. They're still learning about life and who they are.
It just completely made up all of this. You know, they said the exact same thing about being gay just 15 years ago, 20, 30 years ago. If there's a gay kid in the school or in the class, he could convince other kids to also be gay. That was the argument for segregating children by their sexual orientation. You don't want a gay kid around your kid. Exact same arguments, different targets. Too young to make that decision about being gay. It's not a decision. People don't make these decisions. This is just who you are, or it's not. And they're doing the exact same thing all these years later. It never stopped. It was always like this. They just pick different targets.
I agree. So Jim told me some news about his son, Alex.
You mean Alexa?
Oh, you know?
Yeah.
Don't you think it's a bit young for him to make that change?
What's the big deal?
Oh, I mean...
So obviously the wife is supposed to be like a bitch, right? Just a terrible bitch. That's the point they're trying to communicate in this video here.
It's not a big deal, but he's saying they groomed him in that sex education class. I'm thinking maybe we shouldn't send Xavier.
Seriously, Albert? I didn't realize you were so transphobic.
What? Come on, Raven. I'm not transphobic. I just want a son to be.
A son?
And you don't have a problem with that?
No. If our son is happy being a boy, then let him be a boy. If he decides otherwise, then let him.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with it. Like, let your kid live the life that they want to live. When they grow up and, you know, kind of come to their own understanding of who they are, building out their identity and all that stuff, let them be who they want to be. It's none of your fucking goddamn business. But aside from that, the point that this guy is trying to make desperately is that somebody pushed him into this decision. This just is not happening, okay? I'll say this again. This is not happening. There's no, like, cabal out there of people trying to, like, groom children into being trans. What would the point of that even be? What would the goal of that be? It's complete nonsense.
Whatever makes him happy. What exactly is really the problem, Albert?
It's just he's too young to make that decision.
But he's not too young to play Mortal Kombat and rip people's heads off. Or steal cars playing Grand Theft Auto.
Okay, I would never make these arguments. This is just like so many holes in everything being laid out here right now. I think the decision to start living as like somebody of the opposite gender should be taken very seriously by the kid. Maybe the kid shouldn't be given surgeries or anything until they're like significantly older. So I mean, they don't have to be like adult, but if they make that decision and they want to get the surgeries to, you know, a mastectomy or whatever by the age of 15 or 16 and they've been living as a trans person for a while, I don't really see the problem with it. There is this massive moral panic happening right now. People like the creator of this YouTube channel are desperate to demonize the trans community at any cost. And it gets really, really disturbing, some of the shit that they're willing to say and do. Anyway, keep listening. These arguments are piss poor, obviously. They're setting up piss poor arguments so that they can knock them down. This is not just... You've probably heard the straw man fallacy, where you build up a straw man and then knock it down. This is straw man propaganda. Okay, propaganda commonly has a logical fallacy counterpart. Not always, but in this case it does. Keep listening here.
Babe, those are video games.
You know his favorite character in Mortal Kombat is Katana. Maybe that's who he wants to be in real life.
See, this is what the right thinks about. They see their kid playing a girl on like Mortal Kombat and think, oh my God, is he trans? Maybe he wants to be like this kid. It's like it rattles around their brain 24/7. Can't get it out. They freak out about it all the time. They worry their kid might be trans because, you know, ultimately they worry about themselves and what that would mean for them. Not worry about their kid, but themselves. Honestly sad.
I think he picks her because he finds her attractive.
Oh gosh, now you're mansplaining. Wait.
Okay, she's not even using that word correctly. He's not mansplaining. By the way, I think mansplaining is kind of a ridiculous term. You should never use it out in public, first of all. But it does have academic uses. So in academic settings, I can see somebody saying that. Not in this case, though.
Wake up, Albert. It's a new age. I really don't think this class is going to be a big deal. It's going to teach our son about all genders. It's good for him.
Everything that they're saying right now are like triggers for the right. Just saying the word mansplaining makes them cringe like they're dying. Saying the term all genders makes them cringe like they're dying. They can't stand it. They lose their fucking minds when they hear this shit. He's trying to hit every trigger that bothers somebody on the right.
I know you wanted a boy over a girl. Is that what this is all about?
It's not about that. I wanted a girl as much as I wanted a boy, but...
You know what? It seems like you're getting upset. Should I set up an appointment with our counselor?
No. It's okay, Raven. It's cool. I'm cool. He can take the class.
Okay, thanks. I have this work to focus on.
God, this is cringy and terrible, dude. I cannot stand it. It's so bad. She's obviously frustrated with him. She's just a complete bitch, right? Terrible. Typical woman. That's kind of the idea they're trying to give to you right now, I think.
Okay, great class today, kids. Xavier, can I see you for a minute?
Sure, Mrs. Karen.
Mrs. Karen. This is a really what's the word I'm looking for? Common actress in this on this YouTube channel. She's on here all the time. I'm going to show you guys an example of another YouTube video he did earlier in just a little while, but keep listening.
Xavier, you're such an amazing child. I wanted to talk to you about something that happened today in class.
What is it?
Well, I noticed you put male as your gender in class.
I am a boy.
Well, there are a few things that I noticed about you that might make you think otherwise.
Huh?
I mean, you wear earrings, you have...
Okay, this is a very, like, if this is really happening, it would be a problem. This is not actually happening. It's completely made up. This would be pushing a child into being trans with absolutely no indication that they're trans. The kid wouldn't go for it. You know why? Because the kid's not trans. That's not how being trans works. It's like trying to talk somebody into being gay. They're not gay.
You have beautiful long fingernails. Are you sure you're a male, Xavier?
Hey, son. What's going on here?
I borrowed some of Mom's fingernail paint. Doesn't it look cool, Daddy?
And now the dad is all freaked out.
Why are you painting your nails?
Miss Karen, our teacher, mentioned how good nails I have, so I'm painting them instead of cutting them.
This is not happening. This is a fabricated problem that does not exist.
It looks cool, right, Dad?
He's painting his nails, Raven. He said he learned it from some girl in class.
What's the big deal if he has girlfriends? Seriously, Albert?
His teacher, Miss Karen, she instigated it.
By saying his nails are nice?
The point he's trying to make is that anybody to the left of hunting the homeless for sport is refusing to understand the problem. Except the problem doesn't exist. The problem is fake. It's made up. I mean, even this story is made up completely. Show me one example of this actually happening in real life.
It's not a big deal, Albert.
Raven, I find it a big deal. And I set up a meeting with the school and teacher. I need to see what's going on.
Fine, Albert. You're worrying too much about this. When is it?
Tomorrow afternoon. I wanted to pull our son out of sex education class. I think it's too soon for him.
What, Dad?
Albert, what is this? We didn't discuss this.
So you're saying you guys don't agree?
I don't think a 7-year-old should be learning this. I think it's too young for him.
But I like it, Dad.
I understand, son.
But he likes the sex ed class? Okay, there is like, in my experience, there's a single day where you have a sex ed class where they explain certain things to you. As a Jehovah's Witness, I was not allowed to have that class. My mom instead read a book from Jehovah's Witnesses. It basically said, if you touch yourself, it'll turn you gay. That's neither here nor there. It's a red book from the 80s or the 90s. Anyways, the point here is that this isn't a regular class that happens, to my knowledge. Are you trying to tell me that, like, they have a full-blown dedicated class to sex ed that they go to, like, every single day for, like, the entire year or something? I don't understand what's being portrayed here.
Albert, come on.
And apparently this kid likes the class. He enjoys going to this sex ed class. Like, what the hell?
You're making a big deal out of this.
Mr. Unger, this class was formulated by experts. Your son missing this class may leave him behind in knowledge that other kids have. It also helps with preventative measures. I mean, you don't want him getting a girl pregnant at 13, do you?
I just feel like you're grooming him into being something that he's not.
Yeah, but that's not happening.
Albert, seriously, I can't believe you're talking like this.
Sir, I apologize, but this is coming off as phobic.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Karen. Albert, I need you to go wait in the car.
What?
Remember, she was supposed to be like the bitch of the situation. Well, here you go.
Sir, I apologize, but this is coming off as phobic.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Karen. Albert, I need you to go wait in the car.
What? No.
You are causing a scene, and you need to go calm down. I won't tell you again.
She's bossy. She's supposed to be like too bossy. She's controlling and ruining everything for everybody and terrible and blah, 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 blah. Typical woman as being portrayed in this, right? Men are supposed to be the alphas and control everything and all that other stuff.
Such toxic masculinity.
Okay, they're not even using that word correctly. That's not what toxic masculinity is. Do you want to know what it really is? This is sad. Toxic masculinity is traits that men exhibit that are harmful to men. Like the fact that it's unacceptable to show your emotions. That's harmful to men. You should be able to show your emotions. It is not healthy to repress that shit. But when you go and hang out with the boys, do you have a good cry on their shoulder? No. Because that would be gay. That's toxic masculinity. He has no idea, whoever made this video, this guy, has no idea what any of these terms mean. He's using them in the way that right-wing nutcases use them, assuming that they're negative terms. Toxic masculinity is not a man being toxic. He just has no clue what's going on and made this propaganda film about it. It's just insane to me.
Again.
Such toxic masculinity.
Seriously.
I see here,
Like, every actress or actor in this is terrible. They're so bad, it's ridiculous. It's like their eyes are empty. They're completely vapid and vacuous of any emotion or interest, except this one on the right plays just a really mean person really well, like too well, scary well. Just wait. She is in another video that was done by this guy where she's supposed to be mean, and it's just on point, dude. She's really good at being mean. Anyway, keep listening here.
you both have different last names.
Yeah, I didn't want to change my last name.
Very empowering.
Okay.
Thank you.
This is ridiculous. This is my son. I should have a say so on what he's learning.
Absolutely. You should. Most definitely. This is something that you should have talked to your wife about beforehand and come to a decision about from the very beginning. He didn't talk to her about this. I mean, he kind of did. He attempted to, and it took him like all of 2 minutes, and she shut him down, and instead of pushing back, he just said okay and walked away. This is what happens when you have poor communication skills right here. But okay, keep listening.
Just sign your gender here, Xavier.
Sign your gender here. This is not happening, okay? It's completely made up.
You can be a girl if you want to. It's okay. This is what he wants.
I guess. Do what you feel is best, Xavier.
I don't know what I want to be, Mommy.
Well, you love strawberries over chocolate, right, Xavier? That is pretty feminine.
Like, if this is really happening and this is really a problem, then why don't they actually portray a real situation? Nobody would ever say you are really a girl because you like strawberries over chocolate. Nobody would ever say that. That's completely made up. Give me something real. Why do they have to make this up?
But I like chocolate sometimes.
Okay, I do too.
Just insane.
He's my son. I'm not tolerating this nonsense.
So, the dad is about to turn into a little bit of a nutcase here. I do want to point something out about this. This is not happening. First of all, just realize that this is not happening. This is a fabricated situation, a pretend situation, but people hear about this thing or that thing and read into it and assume that it is happening when it's not. Right? So this video is encouraging people like, you know, nutcase right-wing fathers to go completely over the top and do something fucking psychotic at their kids' school because they're so bothered by the fact that, you know, this is happening or that's happening when it's simply not. So watch how they portray the dad dealing with this. This is how they think dads should deal with the situation.
Put the pen down, son.
Albert, what are you?
Shut your mouth.
Sir, you need to calm down. You're behaving like an animal.
I am an animal, and I'm protecting my son. This is jungle, so you better get back.
Albert, please.
Raven, get your big back in the car and take our...
Get your big ass back in the car, he just said. He said, shut your mouth, get your big ass back in the car, I'm taking him home. This is straight up abusive, FYI. This is not like a disagreement or a difference of opinion. This is him being abusive, seems to me, right?
Our son with you.
Sorry, let me step back.
Animal.
I am an animal, and I'm protecting my son. This is jungle, so you better get back.
Albert, please.
Raven, get your big back in the car and take our son with you.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And typical woman, she enjoyed it because women enjoy being abused. That's the message here. Seriously. I'm not joking. Really, think about this. Let's just step back 5 seconds. Again, watch. Watch your reaction to this.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
There's a smile on her face. This is some depraved shit, dude.
Come on, baby.
Typical angry black man.
And now, with that line, they're trying to communicate that the left are the real racists. The left are the real bigots and misogynists and hateful people. This is all pure, unadulterated propaganda.
Don't change, huh, Karen?
And she's been foiled. She really wanted to groom this kid.
Hey.
So what are we gonna do now, Dad?
Well, first we're gonna head down to the city clerk.
City clerk? What's that?
Well, the only thing we're changing today is your last name.
Thank you, Dad. I love being a boy.
No problem, son. And I know you'll grow up to be an amazing man. I love you.
I love
This is fucking insane, dude.
you too.
It's okay to be a man and have old school morals. There's nothing wrong with accepting the trans community, but there's also nothing wrong with the straight community. We need to all
Okay, I think he means the cis community, and that's correct. There's nothing wrong with either. I'm straight and I'm cis. That's perfectly fine. I don't feel hated or persecuted or disliked in the, you know, on the left or in the, you know, the LGBT community or whatever. This whole thing is completely made up, and it's seriously, deeply disgusting.
appreciate each other's upbringings and differences. Don't hate, just appreciate. I truly hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember to check out...
See, that's the problem. He says don't hate, appreciate. Don't hate others for their upbringings or for their beliefs or whatever else. They are literally, I mean, this guy is literally making up a situation so that you hate trans people unjustifiably. He is trying to make you hate the trans community, but love, you know, the community that hates the trans community. Insane. Absolutely insane.
Check out my daughter's new YouTube channel. It's so...
Anyways, yeah. So that was the video. I just wanted to show that because it's complete fucking garbage. There is one other thing I wanted to show you. I don't want to go through the whole thing, but there was this video called Mother Wishes Her Daughter Was Never Born. regrets it. Now, again, let me tell you this. I'm going to give you guys a trigger warning. There are themes of and self and other things in this video. It's pretty mild for the most part, but it shouldn't be monetized on YouTube. It should be behind an age gate. But somehow this guy got away with monetizing it. I just want to show you a couple of relevant points. Give this a listen. This is from the same YouTube channel.
What are you doing? You're spilling water everywhere.
Whoops.
No whoops, Michelle. You know I work 2 jobs. When I came home, I expected this place to be clean. I'm not your maid.
Sorry, Mommy.
No, sorry, Mommy doesn't get this room clean. I'm tired. I come home and I expect things to be in order.
Remember what happened in the last one? Women, typical woman, like complete bitch. That's the perspective that they want to give to you, right?
Okay, Mommy, I'll clean it up.
What are you doing? You're still spilling water. Never mind, just put it down. I swear you're the reason Daddy left us.
What an absolutely fucking psychotic thing to say to somebody, right?
Just go to your room, okay? Never mind. Go to your room and don't touch anything. Okay? Don't touch anything. I swear. I do not want to clean up another mess. Okay? Just eat it. Have it done by the time I get back.
Okay, so basically she's talking to her sister here, I think. And that's her sister on screen. And her sister offers help in the form of loaning her money or something to help her get through something or other so she doesn't have to work 2 jobs. I don't even know. Anyways, she just starts complaining about this girl and saying she's terrible and she hates her. She wishes she was never born, blah, blah, blah. Skip forward. The next day is Mother's Day, and she starts reading this letter she finds in her kid's bedroom. Her daughter hears her saying this about her, right? Listen from here.
Michelle. This child. Be the death of me. What are you doing? Whoa, it's so clean. The bed's even made. Michelle?
Dear Mommy, my hero, on today's special day, I want you to be the happiest ever. Every day you used to say that happiness
left your life the day I was born. You told me Dad left because of me. So today, I wanted to change things. I want you to be happy and live as if I never existed. You told me you'd never look at me with love, but I always loved you and admired you as the best mom on earth. I hope one day you'll think of me. I hope one day in heaven you will hold me and finally kiss me. The best gift I could give you is leaving your life. As you told me, you wished I was never born. I love you, Mama.
And happy Mother's Day.
And then there's a thud in the closet. Yeah, I don't need to go further than that. That's the bottom line. You know what? I'll just mute it and I will fast forward through with 2x speed. But, you know, she's calling for her and supposedly looks up and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't know how this is on YouTube, honestly. I really don't. She woke up, so that was a dream that she had. It wasn't real. And then she discovers that her kid was alive after all and all this other stuff. This shouldn't be on YouTube. Or if it's on YouTube, it at the very least should be age-gated. This is the type of thing that they're showing to kids and others. It's just disgusting, dude. This is the same channel that did that anti-trans shit. So if you feel like it, go through this guy's YouTube videos. Samir Bhavani is the name. Samir Bhavani. 1.25 million subbies. And if you see something that violates community guidelines, report it. Don't report it unless it violates the guidelines, okay? That's important. Don't go on a brigade to ruin this guy's life or anything. I don't want dude's life ruined. I want him to be held accountable, and I want YouTube to be a better place for everybody. So, anyways, yeah, let me know what you think about that. That is absolutely disgusting, like both of those videos. I think you know what? They're both bad. I can't even pick which is worse. Tell me which one you think is worse in the comments. They're terrible. They're absolutely terrible. Hold on, I'm just checking through. Kid one is the worst one. They're both bad. I mean, I thought the kid one was worse, but Jeez, dude, I don't know. They're it's a tight competition, that's for sure. It's so hard to decide. They're both so terrible. Anyway, yeah, let me know what you think about it. Quick reminder, don't forget to check out my website, owenmorgan.com. I would appreciate that very much. Just go to my website. When you go there, a little pop-up appears, says subscribe to my email list right here. Just give me your name. It's optional. And give me your email address. And you will get access to early, complete, some ad-free videos every single week. You can also check out the website itself for some of this stuff, like if you want access to ad-free videos or whatever. And it's an aggregator, so you can look at all videos released the week of February 26th. Just click that in the sidebar there. You can look at all of my main channel's videos. March 5th, the week of March 5th, it lists every video released for that week that's up here so far. So go to my website, sign up for my newsletter, and access early stuff that's ad-free. Pretty useful.